Jordan Peterson's Twitter account was recently unsuspended by CEO Elon Musk. And honestly, I just want to thank Elon Musk for that. I do, because it has been a delight to read Jordan Peterson's tweet. What has Jordan Peterson decided to do with his second chance at life on Twitter? Well, scream and cry because people aren't being nice to him on the internet.
Oh, it's just hilarious. But I mean,
no, I love it. I love it.
There's an extra irony in this story too. I love the irony, but first the facts.
Okay, so what could have Jordan Peterson done to have earned the scorn of the internet? I mean, he's such a delightful character, right? Well, released my podcast with President-elect of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu today. The degree of cowardly, anonymous, anti-Semitic vitriol in the comment section is truly alarming. Pay attention, we're going down a very bad road in that regard. Now look, so I'm gonna pause for a second because anti-Semitism is real, and the anti-Semitic comments on YouTube videos that touch on anything having to do with hate crimes against Jewish people, Kanye West's disgusting anti-Semitic comments, just read the comment section. I mean, it is disgusting, horrendous, absolutely awful. So I agree with Jordan Peterson in noticing that and finding it deplorable. Okay?
Yeah, and that's gonna lead to the irony in a second, but real quick on this. Yeah. Look, Benjamin Netanyahu is a terrible right-winger, he's an awful guy. And so I didn't watch their interview, but I'm sure it was an ass-kissing, terrible agreement. Oh, the Palestinians should be crushed and imprisoned forever.
Well, we got a little taste of the interview for you.
Yeah, so we're gonna see it in a second. But at the same time, I'm sure not just people who are opposed to Netanyahu, but right-wingers probably left tons of anti-Semitic comments there anyway. And you could say Netanyahu's a bad guy and anti-Semitism is bad, and calling Netanyahu names based on him being Jewish is ridiculous and outrageous, etc.
The criticism toward Benjamin Netanyahu has absolutely nothing to do with his Jewish heritage at all, at all. It has everything to do with the persecution and the treatment of Palestinians and the continuous construction of illegal settlements in Palestinian territory, right?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Jewish people, Jewish religion at all.
Now, all this should be obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, like, do we have to state that Dick Cheney did torture and was a warmonger, but not because he's a Christian? Yeah, of course, him being Christian has nothing to do with it, right?
Exactly.
Same thing for Netanyahu.
So in the podcast, Jordan Peterson claims that Israel deserves Palestine's land because the Palestinians weren't doing anything with it. So I'm sure that led to a little bit of backlash toward Jordan Peterson, which he did not like. But here's what I'm talking about. This is the part of the podcast where he said that.
The Israelis, the Jews, have done a tremendous amount of work in improving this territory. And I know there's a principle of ownership in Western common law, in English common law. And I'm not a lawyer, so I may muck this up to some degree, but I understand the principle. If you own territory, a vast swath of land, and you're doing nothing to it, and someone comes and squats on it and spends a lot of time improving it, at some point they actually develop a valid legal claim to the property itself.
That, you know what? That is a fascinating, very logical argument. So I am going to look up the beautiful home that I'm sure Jordan Peterson lives in. I'm sure it's nicer than my home. And I'm going to squat in that property and do some improvements and then make the claim that I have a legal right to that property. I now own your property because I've renovated it.
Yeah, and you can show evidence that Jordan Peterson is.
You're gonna call him Jordy, I love it.
Yeah, is a guy who has done nothing to improve his life, his property. All he does is sit around and cry, Your Honor. So I had to just come in there, and Anna's great at woodwork. Comes in, does a little bit of woodwork, puts up a rose bush. Boom! I now have your house. Your ill-gotten gains from kissing right-wing ass. We could do that to Dave Rubin and a couple others too, okay? I mean, it's an interesting theory about squatters. By the way, there is a legal principle. It doesn't have anything to do with, I didn't like how well you kept up your house, so I stole it from you. That's not how it works. When the property is abandoned and that person lives on it oftentimes for decades, it's a completely different principle. And by the way, the Palestinians live there and they're doing plenty with their own property, and it doesn't give you any right to steal it, you monster.
Now, ever since he posted that podcast, Jordan Peterson has been spiraling, and we're gonna show you how in chronological order. Many trolls claim that anonymity protects their free speech. In my experience, which is extensive, anonymity enables psychopathy far more than it frees invisible heroes.
He always says nonsensical things.
I know. Contemptible cowards comprise the overwhelming majority. Okay. So he wants to do away with anonymity online. Good luck with that. By failing to separate the anonymous cowardly troll demons from real people in the comment section, YouTube and other social media platforms are enabling sadistic Machiavellian psychopaths and narcissists. Agree or disagree?
Well, I mean, they're kind of enabling it by allowing you on. You want to talk about psychopaths and narcissists?
He's real sensitive, man. I don't know if he's cut out to do what he does for a living because look, I know what it's like. I mean, I get very specific threats on a regular basis. But you gotta move on, bro. Like you gotta live and you can't dwell on it because it's gonna eat you alive, right? It's just it's an unfortunate part of being a public figure in today's world. But yeah, go ahead.
So look, now let's get to a couple ironies. First irony is that I actually agree with Jordan Peterson about trolls, that he should, allowing them to be anonymous enables the worst kind of most toxic behavior, right? So, but the second double irony is his audience, his own fans are now really mad at him because they are trolls.
A lot of them are,
And isn't that amazing that Jordan Peterson doesn't realize that like 80% of his followers are the psychopath trolls?
Sadistic, Machiavellian psychopaths and narcissists.
I mean, that can't describe the right-wing audience of the Jordan Petersons of the world any better than that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why the hilarious part of this story is that his own followers are like, wait, what do you mean, man? Trolls are awesome.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to be anonymous. I want to rip your face off. Wait, what?
Okay, just one final thing that I gotta say, because we gotta wrap this up. Look, Jordan Peterson, like no one asked him to do it, just decided on his own to say terrible things about a full-figured model that he finds unattractive, right? He didn't need to do that. He felt the need to put negativity in the world towards something that he could have just kept to himself about, okay? That's who he is. I mean, he does it by displaying his name, but when he gets the response that he deserves, which is people who disagree with him, people who are offended by what he's saying, they'll tweet mean things to him. He thinks he's a victim. But why do you get to say mean things about others without getting it back in return?
Because he's a right winger and he thinks, no, I can do anything I want to you, but you're not allowed to do anything to me. Okay, because I'm a special little snowflake.
That's not the way the world works, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and look, we have an example of it within this story where he's like, now don't be anti-Semitic, that's good, we're happy with that, right? And he's like, but Palestinians are bums who never do anything, so let's go steal their property. What are you guys getting upset about? I don't understand, I'm the victim. No, you're not the victim. You look at what you just said about Palestinians.
Right.
You're a monster. Oh, don't call me a monster. And he cries every frickin' time, right?
This part's really funny too. So to your point about how like some of his fans have turned on him because of these rants.
Yeah.
One person writes, anonymity is my right to privacy, keep your hands off of it. And he just quote tweets that and says, coward.
Oh, you're gonna lose all your fans, brother.
No, I love it, keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Thanks, Elon.
Yeah, keep attacking the trolls. See how many followers you have left. It'll be near zero soon.
Yeah.
So whereas we are consistent on it and we have the added benefit of not crying while doing a segment about it.
Yeah.
Which Jordan Peterson is not capable of. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.